I'm delighted to be joined now by Democratic Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky of Illinois, with us from Philadelphia. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Thanks so much for having me, Martin.
I've been trying my best to get my head around Mr. Akin's comments, and I'm having problems attributing them to a person who is compos mentis. What do you think he was saying in his original comments?
Well, I don't know. He said he talked to some doctors that women have this ability to, I don't know if it's secrete something or what happens in order to not become pregnant if they are raped.
So was he suggesting that catastrophic trauma, such as rape, can actually function as a form of birth control?
That's right.
That an egg released by a woman's ovary might somehow knowingly prevent fertilization if she's been raped?
That's exactly what he's saying, and that the 32,000 some women every year who become pregnant because of rape, probably it wasn't really forcible, but he said, it wasn't really legitimate. But also he says, well, if something goes wrong though, and she does become pregnant, that they should punish the rapist, but not punish the child by allowing that woman, the victim of a rape, an illegitimate rape in his view, to have an abortion.
I'm sorry to labour this point, but has he made some kind of new scientific discovery which reveals there's a difference between consensual sperm and that sperm secreted by a rapist?
I'm not so sure he was giving credit to the sperm as much as to the woman. I don't know the science. He's on the science committee, I understand.
He is indeed.
Yes, and so maybe there is some data that the rest of the world, like all of the world, is completely unaware of. But as you pointed out, this is not the first time that he tried to change the definition of rape, and along with Paul Ryan, wanted to add the word forcible to rape in order to have a woman qualify to have an abortion after being raped. That I guess she had to show that her eyes were bloodied and black and blue, etc., in order to be legitimate and explain a forcible rape. So this is consistent, and it's also consistent for Paul Ryan.
Now, you mentioned last year Paul Ryan. He joined with Mr. Akin, as you say. They were co-sponsors of a bill. It was called the No Taxpayer Funding for Abortion Act, which, among other things, introduced the country to a somewhat bizarre term, forcible rape, meaning that a victim of statutory rape, say a 13-year-old girl raped by a 30-year-old man, would not qualify for a federally funded termination. So although Mr. Ryan and Mr. Romney issued this condemnatory statement through their spokesperson, that bill doesn't seem a million miles away from what Mr. Akin was saying.
No, it's very close. In fact, when the clip that you just showed, when he's trying to correct himself, that instead of using the word legitimate, he should have used the word forcible. So he's really doubling down on that notion, which again, this was a Ryan-Akin proposal, as there were many. Ryan and Akin teamed up on the personhood amendment that says that at the point of fertilization, that becomes a person, and that person should not be, there should be no exceptions for abortions in that case. They teamed up on a bill that says any organization that also performs abortion should never get any family planning money, and of course that would be Planned Parenthood and others. They co-signed a letter saying that Ruth Bader Ginsburg should recuse herself from any decision dealing with abortion because she had some relationship with the NOW organization, National Organization for Women. So this is a long-time alliance that Ryan has had. And actually, Mitt Romney himself, you know, they're going to vote tomorrow on the Human Life Amendment being part of the Republican platform. And Mitt Romney has in the past said that he supports that.
Indeed.
So what's really confusing is that Romney and Ryan are now disclaiming any association with the Akin remarks, when really it's not so much an inconsistency with their positions, but an inconvenience, as David Axelrod said.
Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you, Martin.
I want